All right, Brian Zach here with you at the Smart Financial Center in Sugarland, Texas. Show number 45 of 47 here on the Mannheim Steamroller 2023 winter tour. So I just want to give you the drum rig rundown video that I've promised for so long, and I have to say sorry about the delay on this, but you know, life on the road can be busy sometimes, and it's been a busy, you know, few 7 weeks, I should say. So yeah, here we go. Let's get into it. I'm going to give you the full rig rundown of the Mannheim Steamroller drum kit, and give you all the specs and drums, cymbals, everything I'm using out here, and all the companies that I get to play. So here we go. Okay, so hopefully the lighting isn't too bad. I managed to get the theater to myself, which is a rare occasion. Most people are at lunch right now. Let's start with the drum kit. It is a Canopus Yaiba Birch series drum kit. So the kick is a 22 inch by 17, I believe is the depth. We have a 10, a 12, so it's a, let's see, 8 by 10, so maybe it's a 7 by 10, maybe it's an 8 by 10, 8 by 12, 9 by 13, 14 by 14, 16 by 16 floor toms here. So 3 racks, 2 floor toms. Matching snare drum, again, Yaiba Birch. There's the logo in all its glory. I believe the color is called Indigo Blue. It's like a satin finish. It's very smooth to the touch, kind of, with the wood grain showing through. Let's see. We'll move on to the drum heads now. Well, you know, I should talk about these drums. So they're all birch shells, like I said. I don't know the exact how many plies, maybe 6 ply. I'm not sure exactly. There's no re-rings, as you can see in there. If you guys have any questions about any aspects of the drum kit, feel free to write them down below in the comments, and I'll see them there and try to answer your questions the best way I know how. So, all right, get to writing. It's all, the whole kit is on this drum rack. That is a Gibraltar drum rack, and I can show you from the side here, the whole rack is actually bolted to the stage. So like this whole rig stays put. It never gets broken down. So everything just stays on the platform, at least everything on this side of the platform. The floor toms get put into cases, but the rest of the kit stays put. And that includes the kick drum. Everything just stays. Everything is bolted to the floor here, the platform. That way the platform can just ride right into the truck at the end of the night when they're doing loadout. And then in the morning, it just rides right off the truck and right onto the stage. And none of this you see here gets actually taken down. They take down the cymbals, a couple other things. We have orchestra bells here. We'll get into all that other extraneous stuff. But for now, just know that the main skeleton of the kit that you see here stays put. It never gets broken down, which is really cool because it stays put and everything's in its place day after day, night after night. Cymbals, real quick. So let's see here, or maybe not real quick, but happy to be playing and endorsing Istanbul Agop. These are the 15-inch medium traditional hats. This is a 18-inch Ion series crash. This is a 19-inch Exist series crash. 21-inch Exist ride. 20-inch medium crash, traditional medium crash. And splash cymbal is a 10-inch Exist Brilliant. And I'm so fortunate to play these cymbals and represent such a great company as Istanbul Agop. I should say, I'm very fortunate to play this Canopus kit too. I'm not a full endorser of them at the moment, but I do endorse their snare drums and their snare wires, which are absolutely the best in the business. So if you're looking to upgrade any snare drum that you own, definitely try out some of the Canopus snare wires. It'll change your world. Let's move on to drum heads. Again, I'm so thankful and grateful to endorse Aquarian drum heads. And we'll start with the toms here. We've got clear Super 2s on all the toms. Okay, so Super 2, Super 2, Super 2, Super 2. Now these heads, I've played some shows on these heads, as you can see. They're not brand new, but they're not terribly old either, and they still retain quite a good tone. Just kind of go around the kit real quick. All right, and the snare drum is the head is a Aquarian high energy head. I love this head, especially for any kind of hard-hitting backbeat type work. It's a single ply head, but it's got this sort of woven, I don't know if you can see the texture, but you can sort of feel it with your finger, and then there's this dot, and then there's this sort of black outer ring, which is also part of the head. So that's not a dampener, that's part of the head right here. Now I do have a dampener on one of these, what do they call it? Snare weight jobbers, and that stays on the head throughout the show. I don't ever flip it up, because you can, snare weight, I'll show you, you can flip it up as a magnet like that. So you can get a very open sound. So sound we're going for the snare here real quick. Had to give you some rim shots there. Yeah, and then on the bottom of the snare head is I think it's called the super snare reso kind of thing. It's got I don't know if I can lift it up and show you with one hand, but maybe if I can point you down here, you can kind of see. See, it's got those tabs on the end where the butt plate of the snare wires touch the head. Kick drum is a Super Kick 2 with the super thin patch. Let's see, these beaters are the Creative Percussion custom jobbers that I specifically had made for me. Kevin over at Creative Percussion was kind enough to make me some green beaters, because I'm in the green band here in Mannheim Steamroller. So, yeah. Pedals by Tama, the Speed Cobras, my favorite pedal in the world. This hi-hat situation here is an Iron Cobra 600, kind of a medium duty jobber, but definitely gets the job done. And so that's sort of, well, let's talk about drumsticks before I leave the drum set. I'm using the Innovative Percussion 5ALs Legacy series, and I love these. This is my first time using these sticks. I kind of took a chance a little bit and ordered these. I had been using a heavier stick, like a 5BL, earlier this year, but I decided, I just want a lighter stick, make it a little easier to play, lighter, and just a little easier on my hands as well. So, loving these 5ALs by IP, and I'm so glad to represent them as well as an endorsee on their artist roster. So check out Innovative Percussion and all their many models of drumsticks for drum set, marching, orchestral music, and otherwise. Mallets, they make everything. You can see here I'm using some mallets. These are the GTX3s, and they're pretty kind of worn down, but I'm kind of digging the sound I'm getting just from the green felt here. And that green was not on purpose, that was just green. Who knew? So I use these mallets for one song in the show. What I actually do is I put these towels over the drums. As you can see, I have these sort of little paperclip things here. So I'll clip the towels over the drums and get a nice, like, very dead, sort of Ringo-y type of sound on the toms, because the song that I'm playing it's only toms. Like, there's no snare. It's not even a drum kit you're playing. You're just playing a series of 5 toms for that particular song. And so the tonality is, the muted tonality is what I was looking for, because the toms played wide open just are too bombastic and too ringing out, and just covers up everything that's going on stage, because it's all acoustic instruments happening on that song. It's all like lutes and guitars and harpsichord and violin and this string section and everything. So for that tune, I mute all the toms with those towels, and I also use this big fat snare drum donut on a couple of songs, both on the snare drum, and then on that one tune where I'm muting all the toms, I also throw this on the floor tom, the lowest floor tom, and just get that sort of dead blump blump sound, so it's not ringing at all. And then I just throw it down here on the stick bag. Let's move on to the rest of the array of instruments up here that I get to play. Okay, so the major one that I get to play, and most often, is here, these orchestra bells, as you see. And it's all mounted on this giant Gibraltar drum rack. I'll take you like kind of underneath. You can see all that. So the bells just ride on this pipe, and there's a pipe over here too. And just, perfect height. Down here we have an Alesis performance pad, as it's called. I don't know how old this thing is, but it's old. I only use it in one song for about 4 bars or so, but it's there and I use it. And it used to be up high, and I asked to have it mounted down low because I just don't use it hardly at all on the show except for that one song. So let's just hide it down here where it gets it out of the way and out of the view of my view of the audience and the audience's view of me. We have enough stuff in the way, as you can see. Above the orchestra bells, I have this here toy piano, and I get to play this on a couple of songs. So it's pretty cool. And my son calls it the cash register. So pretty funny. Over here I have another set of mallets that I use for cymbal rolls on the sort of suspended cymbal rolls on the more orchestral kind of songs that we play in the show. So those are just soft felt mallets. Over here is I put my iPad here. Maybe the first half of this tour, I was still reading different sections of the show, just because I hadn't committed it all to memory yet. But at this point in the show, in the tour, as I said, 45. Today is show 45 of 47. I would say I have it pretty like 99% memorized. The only parts that maybe I don't have memorized are just some of the bell parts that, you just kind of, it's like, they're ever changing, and just which bar does it come in and that kind of thing. So I just kind of use the iPad to remind myself of those parts and where they come in. Last but not least, we have a set of, some people call them wind chimes. It's actually a mark tree is the proper name for this. And so I use that periodically throughout the show. This is I believe it's called a Peisty roto bell of some sort. And you hit it, it's a very heavy bell. You can hit it with a mallet, just hit it lightly. And what happens is, when I hit that hard, and it will spin like that, and it gives it this sort of vibrato, wow, 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 wow kind of sound. It's pretty cool, very unique. People ask about it all the time. I think Stuart Copeland used one in his live setup. I've seen him. But yeah, and then certainly up here we have a hammered dulcimer, which, if I get the mallets out, it uses these little wooden dowel type mallets. It's pretty out of tune. And this thing really struggles to stay in tune with all the different weather changes that we go through and humidity. So I'm constantly having to tune it, and it's a real kind of pain in the neck because I'll tune it during the day, during sound check, and then I come out at night and it's all out of tune again. That happened last night, and I was just, it was pretty bad actually. So I have to play it really softly when it's out of tune, as much as it was last night. What else is up here? So that's the hammered dulcimer, and I just tune it with there's a little tuning fork here somewhere. We hide in here. This little jobber, and you just tune it over here on the pegs, and just, it's almost like tuning a piano in a way. Not that I would know how to tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish, can you? So what else? Let's see. The stool. Okay, let's talk about the drum stool, because this was replaced about halfway through the tour. There used to be a rock and sock hydraulic style drum stool, and the reason I asked for this one is because I wanted a round stool that is the spindle type, so that you can crank down on it and it doesn't spin and it doesn't lift up and down as I shift my weight on the stool. So in other words, if I'm playing and if I do this, if I like lay into a cymbal or something like that and I put my weight forward, I don't want the stool to come up and hit me in the bum, which is what happens with the hydraulic stools. And the other thing is, you have to know that, this is hard to do with the iPhone in my hand, but playing a big kit such as this, when I go down and I play these low floor toms, what happens? The top half of my body pivots this way, but because my feet aren't anchored on the floor, my feet are on the pedals, right? So they're sort of suspended in the air. My waist and my torso below my waist, my body, and the rest of my body and my legs kind of want to go this way. So because I'm able to spin like this on a hydraulic, and you can't tighten down a hydraulic drum stool. So with this stool, which actually needs to be tightened a little bit, I can move my upper body like this, but my lower half doesn't move that way, thereby increasing the load on your core and just the ergonomics of playing a large drum kit such as this. So there's a lot at play there, and it's just a lot of, the reason I like the round throne is because I like how the round throne supports my legs underneath, like where my hamstrings are. But with the motorcycle style, tractor style seat, you have those cutouts for your legs, and they don't support your legs underneath quite as well as the round seat does. And the other thing is, with a round seat, you can just sit down on it at any angle and it's the same. I don't have to turn the stool around to face the correct way in order for the legs, the cutouts where the legs go. I hope I'm not making you too dizzy here in this video. But yeah, so that's it. That's the kit. That's the rig rundown of Mannheim Steamroller 2023 on the tour. It's been a great tour. It's been a long road for sure. And but really great, a lot of fun, a lot of good times, great memories made and had, and managed to stay healthy on this tour, unlike last year. Might have put on a few pounds because we're being fed so often, and can't complain about that. But yeah, definitely looking forward to finally getting home at the end of this week and just some rest and relaxation, and recharging the batteries from this pretty grueling schedule, I gotta say. But not complaining, because it's really been awesome. I'm so fortunate to have this position, and to I get to tour with such professionals, the crew and the production team and everybody in the offices and everything. Everybody's so professional. Everybody just does their job so well, and there's no weird personality issues or anything like that with the crew, or So yeah, Mannheim Steamroller 2023 by Chip Davis. All right, Brian Zach signing off from, where am I? Sugarland, Texas. All right, guys, take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell and all that stuff. Don't forget my patreon.com/BrianZach, my website, brianzach.com. Reach me there if you want to reach out to me, if you want to study with me, take drum lessons, or do any kind of consultation online. I do lessons both in person in Nashville and on FaceTime and video style lessons as well. So if you're into that, give me a shout. All right, guys, take care. Sound check is going to start soon, and we've got 3 more shows, and then I'll be headed home. All right, see you back in Nashville. Bye for now.